It's the Go Gopher Podcast with Mike Grimm, episode number 204. I am Mike Grimm, voice of the Golden Gophers, and welcome back to the podcast. This week, we're talking Golden Gopher hockey with women's star Abbey Murphy. She makes a return visit to the Go Gopher Podcast. Abbey's having another spectacular year for the third-ranked Golden Gophers and made national headlines last weekend with the Assist of the Year. If you haven't seen it, you'll want to go online and check it out. We'll ask her about that, but there's more. She'll be part of the U.S. Women's Olympic team next month. We'll get a preview of that, and the Golden Gophers are national title contenders, and of course, she'll be leading the charge. Abbey Murphy will be my guest this week. Our Go Gopher Podcast is presented by alumni-owned Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. If you're a business founder planning to exit your business, start by contacting Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. Sunbelt serves more businesses up to $5 million in revenue than anyone, and True North M&A serves companies with revenues up to $150 million. Get a confidential, no-cost, no-obligation business valuation started today. Make the most of your life's work. Visit sunbeltminnesota.com or tnma.com today. Longtime Gopher sports supporter Cub is a proud sponsor of the Go Gopher Podcast. In a hurry? Don't worry. Cub delivers. Get fresh meat, produce, everyday essentials, and more delivered to your door. Cub is the official grocer of the Golden Gophers and proud to support Gopher athletics for over 20 years. Shop happy. The Go Gopher Podcast also presented by onX Maps. Find out how to download the onX Hunt app for free by listening to the Go Gopher Podcast. We're podcasting episode 204 from the Aquarius Home Services studio. We also want to thank our great friends at Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union for their support of Golden Gophers student athletes. They've supplied a gift card to Abbey Murphy for her appearance this week on the Go Gopher Podcast. Thanks again to Affinity Plus. We invite you to subscribe or to follow the Go Gopher Podcast. It's free to do so. You can also go back and listen to the Go Gopher Podcast from previous weeks. Last episode, for example, we got to know Gopher forward Bobby Durkin from the men's basketball team a little bit better in just a terrific conversation. You can go back and have a listen if you haven't heard it already. This week, it's Gopher hockey with star player Abbey Murphy of the Red Hot Golden Gophers. She'll join me next.
I'm Clay Geary, walk-on turned scholarship wide receiver for Gopher football.
And I'm Ben Utek, U of M alumni, Super Bowl champion, and Tony Dungy Uncommon Award winner.
We understand championship culture, which is why we're part of the True North family of companies.
True North invests in only elite teams, like the champion team at Sunbelt Business Advisors, Minnesota's largest seller of companies. To learn more about True North and our diverse family of independently owned companies, visit TrueNorthEquityPartners.com.
This is Jim Suhan for TSR Injury Law, 612-TSR-TIME. TSR Injury Law started off as a small business. They are now a large, very successful business because they help people, because they win cases. If you are injured, call 612-TSR-TIME. They will help you out or point you in the right direction. They will not charge you unless they win your case, and they win a lot of cases. We don't want you to need their help. They don't want you to need their help. But if you do need their help, call 612-TSR-TIME.
Episode 204, we are talking Golden Gopher women's hockey and Olympic hockey and all kinds of other stuff. Abbey Murphy with us. You rejoined us. You were on, I looked it up. It was 2 years ago, and you were coming off the Olympics at that time, heading into the NCAA. So it's been too long. Thanks for coming back.
Feels like forever ago, but happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you have had a great season, both personally as you lead the country and the conference in goals scored, over a goal a game, 28 goals, 22 games. You're 18-4 as a team, 12-4 in the conference, ranked third, national title contender. Things are feeling good, I assume, for you and your teammates?
Absolutely. You know, anytime you go on an 18-4 run, you know, it's our team's kind of gaining some confidence here and there. So, yeah, I mean, just taking it game by game. So it's been an absolute blast, and our team's pretty special, just trying to find out our identity and how to build off that each and every weekend. So, but been awesome.
You guys have been on a bit of a run, too, here. I think I'm right on this math. The last 5 games, you've outscored your opponents 37-9. You had a 14-2 win and an 11-3 win in that stretch. So what has been clicking?
Just sticking to our basics, you know, the little details. I think when we focus on those, I mean, like Brad Frost, our head coach, tells us, when we stick to our little details, our identity, and kind of hold ourselves accountable to our strengths, I think that's when we find ourselves to be most successful. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of goals, obviously just on a run. So, but 30s, I didn't even realize that. 37-9 is incredible. So, but no, it's just cool to see everyone contribute in different ways and put their name on the score sheet, whether that's an assist or a goal. It's any little thing that helps our team. So, really fun to have that.
You guys are coming off of the weekend sweep over Minnesota State, and every season will have an ebb and a flow. I'm guessing part of the ebb was the first series against Minnesota State. Was that I'm not going to say wake-up call, but did that rattle the cage a little bit and get you guys re-stoked, so to speak?
It never feels good to get swept, obviously, but we know that they're a good team. We know what kind of game they bring. Yeah, it was a little punch in the gut for sure, but I mean, this weekend was just about getting up from that punch and kind of throwing a reverse on them for that. So, but it was a great bounce back, super big opportunity for us to kind of show them who we are and how that last series was kind of just a little off weekend for us Gophers, but yeah.
Yeah, talking with Coach Brad Frost last week and previewing that series, he said that after you guys lost the opener in that first series, he expected a punch back, and he said, we got nothing. And so this week you come out, and part of this scoring run we talked about, 11-3 in the opener. So that was probably the bounce back he was looking for, the response or the push or whatever hockey term you want to use.
Yeah, it took a couple more than we hoped. But, yeah, I mean, 11-3, you can't really complain about that. Like I said, everyone kind of played the right way of hockey in that game. And, honestly, we just kept on going off of each other. So really cool, really fun. So it was a nice start for us.
In fact, that 11-3 followed the 14-2, so it was a 25-5 games from the game 2 of the previous week to game 1 of the next week. That's pretty good hockey right there.
We were a little nervous coming home from Sacred Heart because we scored too many goals. We were like, did we save any for Mankato? So good feeling, obviously just trying to keep that, simple hockey for us to keep on putting pucks in the back of the net.
Your season personally, I mentioned 28 goals, 22 games. I know you had high hopes coming in. Take me through kind of personally how you're feeling about how it's going.
It's good. I don't like to talk about it as much, but I mean, it's always nice to contribute. Like I said, I love scoring goals. I kind of have a knack for it. So, but for me, it's just all about putting confidence into my team, kind of doing what I can to make them go too. So, but it's been awesome, like I said. So just trying to keep it going here and into every weekend and keep powering off of that. But solid starts. Obviously in the second half already, it's been buzzing already. So we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, here we are already in January, and you will talk about the busy next few months that you'll have amongst a bunch of stuff. As now the old player on this team, take me through your transition from coming in from Chicago as a freshman, which has been a while ago now because through the COVID year, you redshirted for the Olympics 1 year. You've been around the block. Now you're the team leader. Take me through that transition from freshman now all the way to being the person that people look up to have you drag them along here.
It feels weird. Coming in here in 2020, was super excited to become a Gopher, obviously, but stinks with the low COVID year that we had here. It's a tough start to go off of that, but I was just excited to be on campus, excited to get things going, and that my freshman year almost felt kind of fake or not real, just how everything went. We played almost half the games we would in a normal season. I think we played 15 or 16 games, I want to say.
And no fans, right?
No
it was
fans.
Empty arenas.
Yeah. So very, very weird feelings, but like I said, anytime you're playing hockey, it doesn't really matter. So, but yeah, then sophomore year was even weirder. Took it off for the Olympics and couldn't be any more grateful for that opportunity, that experience with all those girls going kind of, obviously had residency up in Blaine, so being close to campus was still pretty cool, but couldn't come back and forth because of COVID still, so things were just still so different, but yeah, that was incredible. Residency was just a blessing in disguise, so spending time with those high-level athletes and living kind of day-to-day, showing what it's like to kind of be that professional athlete was such a surreal opportunity. But yeah, going to the Olympics that year was I don't even know how to put that into a short few words, was insane. But just being so young, being 19 years old, that was a little different. So feel like I've gained a little bit of knowledge since then. So obviously taking silver there and being where we are now, it's a big difference. So but yeah, heading into junior year was a good year, and then senior year, now we're here, 5th year, 6th year, whatever you want to call it.
Right, exactly.
So but yeah, going to the next Olympics, and it's been a crazy journey, and I've just been grateful for every little bit of it.
You mentioned you were 19 the first time around on the Olympic team, and there were, I would guess, teammates on that team that were 28, 29. I don't even know. Maybe there was somebody that might be almost 30. What did you take from that experience being the young player from having those older players bring you along, and are you now utilizing some of what you saw them do as a leader on this Gopher team?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I tried to watch so closely just the way that they do things, like Kendall Coyne, Hillary Knight, Brianna Decker, Amanda Kessel. I can name the list.
It's like the Mount Rushmore,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Alex Rigsby, like just it's insane. Just the way they do things as players and as people. It was just being a young kid, just looking up to them was one of the coolest feelings ever, to be quite honest. I roomed with Kendall Coyne, Jinsey Dunn, KK Harvey. That was some of the coolest memories we had in Olympic Village in Beijing. So, but I learned, like I said, so many things just from the way to do things, and they look at the way that they've paved a road for women's hockey. It's been incredible. Obviously, there's a women's professional league now, and it's just like they're such great people. And for me, it's just kind of trying to take a piece of something little from each of them. So for me now, it's just kind of making that impact for littler kids in the next generation, having a dream and wanting to do the same things as we are. So it's powerful what one person or a group of people can do to one person.
Yeah, and we'll talk about your upcoming Olympic experience as well, but I want to stay at least in this first portion on the Gophers and what's going on. So Bemidji State this weekend, as we record, it's Wednesday afternoon, so maybe you haven't totally dived into the Scotland report, but you play them enough, you probably got a pretty good idea what you're about to face going up there. So what can you tell us about the Beavers?
Yeah, the Beavers, they're a tough team to play. Anytime you're playing in the WCHA, you're going to get a tough one. So for us, it's just about sticking to our strengths again, trying to get them more out of place and kind of just sticking to our hockey. But they like to pack it in. They like to try and get under our skin, try to rattle us up any way that they can. Sometimes they're good at it, but sometimes we got to kind of stay in control in our own way and just play our own way. So, but they're a good team. They play aggressive. They're on you. They just kind of like that annoying team to play against. I mean, it's props. Sometimes that's how you got to play. So, but we're excited. I mean, obviously, just another weekend. It's just a great opportunity to play.
When you look at this league and the teams involved now, I mean, you've got the top 3 ranked teams. Penn State's not in the WCHA, but they're up there. Duluth is still hanging around there in the top 10, top 8. Yep. I mean, this is, and it has been this way since you arrived here, that this is the gauntlet. This is likely where the national champion's going to come out. I mean, maybe not, but likely if you were, going to place odds on that. So how much does this conference slate now as we get going into January? There's a little Olympic break in there where many of these teams will be without some of their top players, which could impact, right? And then heading into March.
Yeah, the WCHA is so special. It's a league unlike any other league in college hockey, women's college hockey. Obviously the Big Ten's not a thing, so we talk about how important the WCHA is. They got all the most of the top ranked teams in there from 1 to 10. They're kind of scattered, but it's just so cool to see how far they've come along, how far our teams have come along, and kind of put our foot in the door. And obviously you see that the teams in the top 10 have kind of been there for the past couple of years. So it's incredible, honestly, and it's fun, like going into every weekend because you see these teams so often, and it's like every weekend it's a dogfight, and it's really cool.
What is the message for as you as the leader, and I know the coaching staff is involved in this, the bar is high at Minnesota, so do you openly discuss the idea of, hey, we want to win a national title, or in January is it like we're just playing Bemidji State this weekend and take care of business, or how is the tone, how is that message?
A national title is everyone's dream. I think we always have that in the back of our mind every single day. Obviously, we don't like to jump to it, but I mean, it's what we're working every day towards. So you have to think about it. I mean, how can you not want to? But it's just trying not to get ahead of yourselves. I mean, like, for example, like a Mankato State, you get, it's kind of takes a step backwards. But, I mean, every single weekend, like I said, it's an opportunity to grow towards that common goal as a team. So I would love nothing more than a national title. Don't know how it feels, but I can imagine it feels pretty good. So, I mean, like I said, for our team, it's just bearing down a little bit more than we have in the past year. And obviously it's already coming January, February. So pretty important that we kind of start slamming down on that and sticking to our hockey, like I said.
And it's not easy to win it all. I mean, there's, inches here, inches there, a post here 2 years ago, and you're in maybe the championship game, right? So it's a hard thing to do. So how much does it eat at you or motivate you to say, I want to get one here before it's all said and done? Or is it just, we're just playing hockey?
I mean, it eats at me a little bit. Obviously you want to go to a college that wins a national championship, and we've been so capable of doing it. It's just we've been missing a piece, or just come short from not doing something, someone doing their job. And I mean, it comes down to being simple, doing the little things. And I mean, I also just love playing hockey too. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just every day I wake up and have a smile on my face because I'm blessed to have the sport in my life. So, but yeah, that end goal is just, it would be pretty cool.
Do you think this team, and you've been on many, many good teams, but it looks to me like this team does have a special nature to it where you guys have gone in and dominated games where it's like, okay, there's like little doubt as to, which team is the better team here. So do you think there's that special nature that could potentially be the difference maker to push you past the finish line here?
Absolutely. Obviously had a great couple starter games at the beginning of the year with Wisconsin and Ohio, and we do meetings every week, and it's just we look back at ourselves, we talk as a team, and you look back at those games that you're successful and you see like what made you so good and why teams couldn't stop you. So as a team, we're just trying to figure out how we can be more consistent in that kind of hockey. So it's not easy, it's difficult, but we talk a lot about it being our choice, what are we going to choose? And every single day you have a choice to show up or to not show up. So but our team is special, and I love this team. I'm so grateful for it. Everyone's just so reliable, so trustworthy, and it's a fun group to be a part of.
All right, so you had last weekend this Sports Center type moment, right, with this assist. If people haven't seen it, you could find it on social media. Just do a search, Abbey Murphy or Goal of the Week or Assist of the Week or whatever you want to call it. I'll try to describe it a little bit. You're coming down the left side. You flip the puck up. It goes end over end. You smash it down. It goes between the defender's leg. And then with one hand, the left hand, you pass it to your teammate who then scores the goal. So first of all, that's something you must have been practicing at some point. Let's start with that first.
I mean, I don't really practice that. I flick up the puck here and there just to mess around and practice and pregame skates and stuff like that, but I've never actually practiced that exact move. I did it once 2 days prior in practice, and not going to call out anyone, but I thought it was pretty successful. Didn't get a shot off, but then I just got into the game on Saturday and put myself in that position, went a little wide, and I was like, whatever. I'm doing it. So yeah, I mean, it worked out, but it wouldn't be a highlight real viral moment if Bella Finale didn't put that puck in the net. So props to her. She's so reliable back there to put in pucks that I dish her. So wasn't expecting that at all, but pretty surreal.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable play. So you're in possession of the puck. You're bringing it up. At what point do you decide? All right, we're gonna try this. I mean, because I'm sure it had to have a certain look to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I decided it. I don't know if you watched the video, but probably got the puck around the tops of the circles in the D zone, and I probably decided right around between the red line and the blue line that I was going to do it. So kind of took that wide. I took the outside lane and then kind of cut to the middle and kind of saw where my defender was and took advantage of her. So, but yeah, I mean, just I like to be creative, play free, see what happens, and like I said, it kind of just happened.
Yeah,
wasn't really thinking.
To me, so the whole thing's pretty impressive, but maybe to me the most impressive part, and I've never skated with a stick, so I'm just assuming here, was the one-hand pass, to be out there, to be able to square it up. I mean, that, with one hand, it's not, you got to have enough strength to, I would assume, get the stick through and hit it square to get it to your teammates. So with all of the fancy stuff that was going on, was that the hardest part, do you think, to complete the play?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the defender closing in, so I was kind of scared. I didn't know if she was going to get enough stick on it, but I mean, it happened so fast that, like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I was, like, just hoped it would get over there, So, but, like, it was, like, the snap of a second, like, insane. So, I don't really know how it got over there, but I just kind of got it and then just whipped it over to Bella.
Yeah, and the score, was there a point at which that started that you thought you were going to put the move on and score it yourself, or was it always intending to make the pass?
Yeah, it was always intending to make the pass. I saw Bella coming up on that far side, and when that defender closed on me, I kind of knew what I was doing. So she always puts herself in those best scoring positions. So heard her back there call for the puck, and I was just like, all right, swing it right over there. So it worked out really well, and like I said, doesn't finish. It's not a viral moment.
So you tried it a couple of times in practice, but nothing, like you weren't. It's not a called play or anything.
No.
Yeah, and
no.
It just happens. Do you have anything else up your sleeve, fancy like that we should be looking for?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Have to watch.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
How many text messages or I don't know DMs or whatever have you been getting now once that thing went viral?
A lot. You can't even read them all, but. I mean, it's cool to see. I talked to a lot of people just about how women's hockey is gaining eyes. And it's not just about me. It's a way bigger thing. Just women's hockey in general deserves a little bit more viewing and a little bit more respect, just from how much skill everyone has. What these players have to give, and how hard people work to gain. It's cool.
Have you heard from anyone, let's say on social media, whether it's X or whatever, Instagram, that you're like, holy cow, they're commenting on my play?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest part was my brothers. They loved seeing the comments on posts, and whether it was someone, I think. Was it like, oh my God, that's Jane Gretzky or something? I think my brothers got a good laugh out of that one.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's fun stuff like that when you start to get the positive comments and not always the hate from women's sports. So, just happy that I can partake in that a little bit and help spread just women's hockey.
How soon after did you realize that this was taking on kind of a life of its own?
I think like a day.
Yeah.
I got a text and it was like, oh my God, I made ESPN. So, maybe a day or two. That was when everything started to blow up, and then it was on like every page, and everyone's like, dude, you're all over my phone, like get off. So, pretty special. For sure.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible, and I'm sure people are still seeing it for the first time. If you haven't seen it and you're listening to this podcast, be sure to just do a search. It'll pop up in whatever search it is. Abbey Murphy with one of the great assists of all time, for sure. I'm guessing too, some of your Olympic teammates, some of your Olympic and former Gopher teammates also have either texted or something to tell you. That was
a lot of people.
Pretty sweet move. Yeah.
Got a text from Heisey. That was pretty awesome. Someone I looked up to. And she was like, dude, this is not real. So pretty special.
More with Abbey Murphy here in a moment. First, want to talk about OnX Hunt. Have you ever driven past a piece of land and wondered who owns that? Or maybe you need to know exactly where the property line runs? Well, that's where OnX Hunt comes in. And it's not just for hunters. There are folks using OnX for their jobs every day throughout the country. Farmers and ranchers mapping out fields, wildlife plan, firefighters navigating through rough terrain, construction workers needing to know where a property line starts and where a property line ends, this app offers something for everyone. If you need the best land ownership map, aerial imagery, and property boundaries in your pocket, OnX Hunt is the tool for the job. And right now, try it for free for 7 days. Download OnX Hunt in the app or Google Play Store, or visit onxmaps.com/hunt to get started. Our thanks to OnX Hunt from OnX Maps. More with Abbey Murphy next.
Know what happy is? Veggies. Crunchy, crispy, colorful, seasonal, aromatic, juicy veggies. Produce at its freshest. Cub produce. Best produce, period. Guaranteed to make you happy or will replace it. No questions asked. Because good produce makes veggie lovers happy. Just remember, fresh, happy. Stale, limp, and wilted, not happy. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce and shop happy.
As we talk here on Wednesday, of course, I was doing the Gopher basketball game on the radio last night, and you and a couple of teammates, 3 teammates, in fact, came out in one of the timeouts and got honored. You had the USA flag draped around. So talking Olympics here, you're on Team USA. Take us through, so there'll be 4 Gophers on various Olympic teams. Who were you joined by last night that got, obviously the USA got the big round of applause, but you had 3 teammates as well.
Yeah, first off, that was a really cool thing. Obviously, hosted by the Gophers, being able to go out there and represent each of our countries, that was a really cool opportunity, so thank you. And so it was me, Nelly Leitinen, Josefin Bouvang, and Teresa Plasova, and really cool opportunity, So 4 of us, me from USA, Nelly from Finland, Jos from Sweden, TT from Czech. I mean, it's so cool to see the wide variety of players on one team just going out to do their thing on the biggest stage. So each of us are really excited, kind of just eager to go out there and play at that top level. So we're really pumped.
It's coming up soon. When do you guys leave?
I leave on the 29th of January, and then I think those 3 head out the 25th.
Gotcha.
So yeah, coming up fast. I mean, it's so weird, but 4 more games here, and then head out.
It's in Italy this year, and you'll have. There's so much Minnesota flavor on this USA team too, which is kind of fun. We could go through the whole list, but it'd take the rest of our time on the podcast. But how fun is it? I know you're a Chicago person, but there's so much Minnesota flavor here and Gopher flavor as well. It's kind of, I would think, kind of cool.
It's special, yeah. I love being a part of the Minnesota Gophers. It has so much to give, and playing in the state of hockey is really special. It's something different that a lot of people don't understand. Playing at the U, it's something a lot of people dream about, and like I said, I had the dream about it since I was 12 years old. So, but it's incredible. It's everything I've dreamt of and more.
When generally I think of great sports rivalries, you mentioned the nature of women's hockey, it's growing. I'm not sure. I think it's still underrated. The U.S.-Canada women's hockey rivalry is one, it's pretty even, and usually that makes for good rivalries. It's pretty bitter at times. It's intense. Take us into your mind and your team's mind about what that rivalry is about.
If it's still underrated, that's insane.
Right?
I mean, if you haven't watched, you got to watch it. I mean, it's some of the most fun games anyone will ever play in. You go out, you go in there, and every game is a battle. Like, one team obviously comes out a winner, one's a loser, but it's the most aggressive hockey game you'll ever be a part of. And for me, that's the most fun hockey ever. So, but yeah, like you said, I mean, it's fairly even. Obviously, the past couple of rivalry series games have been really cool opportunities, and going different places to play Canada has been awesome. So, every single game you put on that jersey representing your country, it's a different feeling, and you absolutely just want to demolish the other team. So whether that's Canada or any other country, it just feels a little bit better when it's Canada.
You had silver in China, but you've won a couple of golds now in the World Championships, which in essence they're basically the same core of players for both teams. So how you're looking at the Olympics here to try to go in and be at the top of the podium?
For sure. Obviously, you go way back to 2022, silver, and then kind of going back and forth from there on up until where we are now. So for us, it's just a different mindset. Like, we're going in there to win, and there really is no other option. You know, we got to do whatever it takes to go in there and be fully in control of ourselves and the situations we put ourselves in. So, I mean, that's really it. I mean, there's really no other option of coming home with gold. So, but it's weird. It's coming up so fast, and don't want to get too ahead of ourselves trying to stay in with the Gophers for now. But you know, it's just itching to kind of get there, and so we'll see.
Yeah. And now, you mentioned you play the rivalry series where you're going to various places, both in the U.S. and Canada. So, how much of that also feeds into these close games? Because I'm sure you know what they want to do. They know what you want to do. Is there even a need to have a scouting report anymore with the way you guys play, right? I mean, it's played so frequently now and with such high intensity and high level of skill.
Not really. Yeah, the scouting report, I mean, we know so much, they know so much. Obviously, some players have been in and out, but I mean, you've seen pretty much everyone since 2022, if not a couple of players out here and there. But I mean, that's the cool part about it. You know, it shows you how close it's been in the past couple of years. So it just honestly comes down to who's the better team in the long run. So, but yeah, I mean, our coach. We don't do much. Obviously, we do little things, forecheck stuff that they run on their power play, but we don't really worry about that too much. Yeah. We try to kind of worry about our own game a little bit more than theirs, because ours is more important for sure.
You guys have played together, obviously, but what will the training or the lead up now once you get settled? Will there be some warm up games, some practices to kind of reacquaint yourself with the teammates and the line mates and all of that?
For sure, yeah. Leaving here the 29th is obviously going to be a quick turnaround getting there and starting playing games, I think, the 5th. So we don't really know. You know, all I know is I'm getting there on the 29th or 30th. So not really sure, but hoping we get a couple practices under our belt and then obviously start round-robin series there pretty quickly. So it'll be a quick turnaround for sure. So, but that's the fun of it. You know, you're going there for one reason, and quite honestly, I don't even care how it goes. I'm just excited.
Ready to go. This is a little different, though, this time around, right? Because you took the redshirt year. There was no PWHL, so the team trained, right, much more than now, because you got a lot of the pro hockey players now playing. So I'm not saying this is more of a throw it together, but it also isn't kind of the entire, several months you had to build up, I suppose.
It's very different. Obviously we had the residency in 2022. We took the whole year off of school and trained with each other from, I want to say it was either August or October through February. So that was insane. And obviously here everyone's playing with their team, whether you're in the P-Dub or in college. So it's weird, but obviously we had camps in August, September, October, and then rivalry series in November and December. So I'm pretty familiar with everyone. You play with everyone. So it's nice to kind of get that under your belt. But when we get here in Italy pretty soon, I mean, you're right back putting each other on the spot, and you just find a way to kind of get right back into it like you never left.
How much how many family and friends get to come watch in person for you?
Decent amount. It's a crazy feeling. Obviously Beijing was different, COVID, no fans. So the second I told my family I made the team, they're like, let's go, we're booking everything. Like, I'm like, all right, don't leave me out of it, But it's such exciting news. You got mom, dad, brothers, girlfriends, three best friends are going, aunts, uncles, coaches that have changed my life in so many ways. So it's just so fun to see that my support system can come and join my journey too, because quite honestly, it wouldn't even be a thing without them. I mean, my parents have literally given me everything. So I'm super, super incredibly grateful for them. And I just, like I said, to share my journey in any ways with them, it literally makes me so happy.
Are you in charge of tickets for all those folks, or are they on their own?
I think we get 2 tickets, and then they're on their own.
Yeah,
so
you might have to lottery or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, literally. Yeah,
so they'll figure it out.
They will find a way.
They'll figure it out, no
Absolutely.
doubt about it. Well, it sounds fun, and the weird thing is, it is kind of weird. Now you've got Bemidji State this weekend, another couple, and now and then off for a little bit, and then back to. I mean, it could be a pretty exciting few months for Abbey Murphy, huh?
Very,
yeah.
Very. Just like I said, hockey's a special sport, and it's brought me so many memories and. Just I can't wait because this is just the start.
Yeah, I remember the last time you were on, we talked about all the different places hockey's taking you. And have you been to Italy before?
No.
So this is another check off the list.
Another check off. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Because obviously you've been to Canada. We went through it last time. I can't recall, but I'm like Slovakia, China, obviously.
Yep.
Where else? What other spots?
Oh, Canada, China, Slovakia, Russia, Japan, Finland. Hungary, or no, was that? Sorry, where's Vienna?
Vienna, Switzerland.
I don't even know.
Austria.
Vienna, went
Austria.
visited there a little bit, so I'm gonna count that.
Okay.
And then obviously Italy.
Yeah.
So a lot of really cool places.
Yeah, no doubt. And Duluth.
And Duluth.
Took you to Duluth, right?
Bemidji, you
And
can't
Bemidji.
beat it, yeah.
Can't beat that. Can't
No.
beat that. Well, hey, good luck with it all. It was fun catching up. I figured this was a great time with Olympics on the horizon. Sports Center star here for you from the assist last week. So thanks so much. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Mike. This is awesome.
All right, episode 204. She is Abbey Murphy.
My thanks to Gopher women's hockey player Abbey Murphy for joining me on this week's Go Gopher podcast. What a great conversation and what a great season she's having. So much more to come. Episode 204 is presented by Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. If you're buying or selling a business, visit sunbeltminnesota.com or tnma.com. Cub is a proud supporter of Gopher Athletics for over 20 years and a proud sponsor of the Go Gopher podcast with Mike Grimm. Cub, bigger savings on the items you love. Shop happy. OnX Hunt also sponsors our show, Happy Hunting from OnX Maps. Again, I'd invite you to listen to past podcasts, and please right now click that subscribe button or the follow button to the Go Gopher podcast. It's free to follow and free to subscribe and free to listen at any time. And please share the link to the podcast with others so they can subscribe and listen as well. And if you enjoyed the podcast, please let us know with some positive feedback on your social media channels. We'll talk again next week.
Know what the happiest bird is? Chicken. Cub fried chicken. Wait, let me rephrase that. Know what bird makes people happiest? Cub fried chicken. Crispy, crunchy, juicy, perfectly seasoned. It's the kind of chicken that disappears faster than you can say, 8-piece, please. Or, let's be real, maybe 12-piece. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. So if you're shopping chicken, shop Cub fried chicken and shop happy.